on the Hydra-headed monster on insurgency and banditry. To progress, federal government says no going back on timelines for Abuja, Kaduna, Kano Dual Carriageway.
The president has paid over 120 billion naira on this first contract. We are going to finish the first contract by February 2020.
On health, stop tuberculosis. First Lady Oluremi Tinubu highlights Nigeria's interventions in Manila. On politics, down to another governorship election, stakeholders urge politicians to shun violence and political parties to engage in constructive things. News on oil production and the ripple effect on the economy. On sports, there is a sport with details of African and global nations as well as Nigeria flying off with pride. We have these and more on our lineup tonight. As we always say, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. I'm Yen Ray John. This is Extra. Welcome. Let's set sail tonight as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has executed the process, exercising the constitutional of prerogative of mercy to grant and clemency specific individuals who were earlier convicted of various offences. Following consultations with the Council of State and public opinion on the matter, the President directs further review of the initially list for consideration. Consequently, certain convicted terrorist crimes such as kidnapping-related offences, trafficking, fraud, unlawful possession of arms dealing were deleted from the list, while those who were previously in the old list had their sentences commuted. The President says the action became necessary in view of the seriousness and security implications of some of the offences, the need to be sensitive to the feelings of the victims of the society, as well as boost the morale of law enforcement agencies and to bilateral obligations. The approved list of eligible corrections for implementation and duly signed instruments of release. President Tinubu directs the immediate creation of the Presidential Advisory Committee on Prerogative of Mercy from the Ministry of Special Duties to the Federal Ministry of Justice. Additionally, the Attorney General of the Federation is to issue appropriate guidelines for the exercise of the power of prerogative of mercy, which includes compulsory consultation with relevant prosecuting agencies. In other news, Vice President Kashim Shettima has charged the Arawa Consultative to send in solidarity the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He made a call during a meeting with officials of the forum led by the Board of Trustees, Bashir Jovi. State House correspondent Abdurrahman has.
Leadership Arewa Consultative Forum in the State House, meeting Vice President Kashim Shettima, reaffirming commitment to the President Tinubu's administration to stabilize the nation out of the economic and social challenges.
The leadership compass to the future. A people's direction is only certain where there is an organization.
Vice President Kashim Shettima told members of the region's apex socio-cultural organization to resist the antics of a few mischief makers to fragment the unity of Nigeria, emphasizing the distinction between greed and grievance, seeing the tax before the spot the difference between genuine grievance and greed, with a view to embracing legitimate calls for equity and inclusion.
ACF is a tolerant organization. ACF does not play to the gallery. This is why when I met the president, he said, go on. Wonderful. Alhaji Nasiru Dano was there in the president's office. And over the past year, we have taken deliberate steps to reposition the fortunes of the North. We recall that nostalgia is a policy, and that the future demands innovation, not sentiment. The renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will prioritize education, agriculture, industrialization, and security as the pillars of Northern revival. And honestly, I'm comfortable in my skin. I'm not afraid of tomorrow. The North has no business being poor. Bless the North with enormous resources.
Dispelling claims of ethnic and religious division, Vice President Kashim has stated that every group, faith, and tribe has a voice under the Tinubu administration, and no group will be marginalized.
As Northerners, the Vice President is our number one ambassador. His image is carrying our image, our aspiration, and we have not brought this administration, and he has supported the president 100%. We are very proud of the supporters against this government. They are excellent ambassadors. We are proud of them, and we shall continue to support them. We shall also continue to point out to the areas we think we can make improvement for the benefit of all Nigerians.
The forum was at the presidential villa to express solidarity with the government and formally invite the Vice President to the forthcoming 25th anniversary celebration of the Arewa Consultative Forum, as well as deliberation on the development of the 25th anniversary celebration will also provide a platform for the Arewa Consultative Forum to interact with other socio-cultural organizations for the future and development of Nigeria. From the State House, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
Elsewhere, stakeholders in the Southwest region have identified dialogue as a vital tool for Nigeria's economy. It can only be effective when it fosters trust, promotes accountability, and encourages inclusive participation in government. This formed part of the resolutions that a South stakeholder dialogue with strengthening democracy through dialogue, assessing progress, charting the future. Tony Badure reports.
The Southwest Stakeholders Dialogue, convened by the Pan-Yoruba Socio-Political Group, Afenifere, in partnership with the Dawn Commission, brought together ministers, royal fathers, government officials, and other dignitaries to deliberate on strengthening Nigerians' democracy and finding shared solutions for national progress through dialogue. The leader of who was represented at the event, said the summit reinforces the collective unity as the Southwest continues to stand as a beacon of hope in the region.
Who should be collaborating for the good of our people? Love a needless combine. It must end today. Here and now.
Chairman of the Southwest Governors Forum and Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, alongside Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, emphasized that democracy strives to promote justice and the welfare of this. Noting renewed hope of President Bola is yielding positive and continuity.
We begin to see stability. We begin to see. We're beginning to see commerce coming together at most difficult times in our country, and that is happening at the center.
That is not for talk alone. We must talk. Dialogue must back actions. We must strengthen our institutions to work for our people.
Must ensure equality of opportunity for all citizens, together with maximum opportunity for personal, community, regional, and national development.
This engagement reflects our shared commitment to inclusive governance, regional cooperation, and sustainable development.
Ministers at the event presented their scorecards as part of efforts to promote transparency and accountability. Toyin Batire, NTA News.
Let's head to the National Assembly now as the Senate has confirmed Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede as Chief of Defense Staff. The three newly appointed service chiefs of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that information was presented by the Constitutional Exercise.
The nomination of Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede as Defense Staff is hereby confirmed for the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
That was the climax of the more than 6 hours of confirmation screening of the defense and service chief. Scrutiny was to assess their preparedness and competence to the defense myriads of challenges in parts of Nigeria. The CDS Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede led in taking the podium.
It's incumbent on the country to develop its own capacity to produce the required equipment to prosecute wars and checkmate challenges facing all of us.
The chiefs took turns to introduce themselves and answer questions from lawmakers.
Do a lot to take Nigeria out of the security challenges that we are facing today.
What immediate action do you intend to take in addressing acts of insurgency and banditry?
What will you do to ensure that these leakages that we experience?
What are the measures do you intend to put in place to curb the sea piracy and maritime crimes?
Air Vice Marshal, where are our Tucanos?
Air Force should find a synergy with the Navy.
We tend to dominate all terrains, ranging from ranges. With our improved training, space insertions
out at sea, we are able to block the usage of large oil tankers, which hitherto were usually anchored at high sea, and fuel them with the stolen cargo.
So we'll do more of fighting smartly, because some of the things some of these Super Tucanos can do, those drones can do them with less danger to your personnel.
The military of this country will be better than before. Listening to them, I'm highly convinced.
They all pledged to consolidate on the progress made in the fight against insecurity with technology-based strategy to protect Nigerians and the country's sovereignty. After the confirmation of the appointees, Senate gave its nod to federal government's loan request to enable provision of funds to bridge budget deficit and for infrastructure projects. Senator Benson Agadaga, representing Bayelsa East, today increased the number of APC lawmakers in the Senate as he defected from the PDP. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, and the three newly appointed chiefs of the armed forces have equally been grilled by lawmakers in the House of Representatives as part of the screening processes in Nigeria's bicameral legislature. The service chiefs appeared before the Joint House Committee on Defense, Army, Navy and Air Force, assuring lawmakers of the determination to bring impetus in the operations of the armed forces in line with the dictates of the Nigerian Constitution.
The administration of His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu is on the right path to enable the government for Islamic activities and endeavors to thrive and restore our dear country to the path of pride. I am honored to be considered worthy to play a part in these efforts, and I look forward to contributing my utmost best.
This screening exercise offers an opportunity to interact candidly with the nominee, get their understanding of the current security landscape, and hear their strategic plans for restoring peace and stability across the Federation.
The House Joint Committee urged the service chiefs to bring their insights, priorities and new ideas to bear and safeguarding the lives and property of Nigerians. And staying with the Green Chamber, the House of Representatives has given the executive arm of government the green light for Nigeria to implement external borrowing to the tune of $2.85 billion from international sources to meet the federal commitments for the 2025 budget. National Assembly correspondent Mitaire Ikpen brings us details of this and other results.
The House, sitting at the Committee of endorsed the report of its Committee on AIDS, Loans and Debt Management to approve external borrowing by the federal government to finance key fiscal obligations. Of $1.2 billion to finance the 2025 deficit of 9.2 trillion naira. It also includes $1.1 billion to finance 16 euro bonds maturing next month and a separate loan of $500 million for infrastructure projects. A constitution alteration bill seeking recognition of local government areas and area councils as constituent units.
And particularly to harm and protect the autonomy of local governments, the area councils.
A bill for an act to establish the Nigerian Regulatory Agency and for related matters, HB 98.
Bill seeking to establish the Federal College of Orthopedic Technology and Therapy, Romebrecom, Port Harcourt, Rivers State.
Away from plenary, a mild drama occurred when the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board walked out on members of the House Committee on Basic and Examination Bodies during a sitting to look into JAMB's budget performance and remittances for 2023 and 2024. A director who represented the JAMB registrar insisted on holding the session without the presence of the media, a request denied by...
Very important. Why just on introduction?
If the National Assembly has requested that JAMB should furnish us with certain details of the income and expenditure, including whatever sources of revenue that they have gotten, and they chose to walk out on the National Assembly, then whatever gaze is open to Nigerians. We have heard of instances where is it snake or something swallowed money.
Committee on Basic Education and Examination Bodies has asked the JAMB registrar, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, to appear personally before the committee on Tuesday next week with all requested documents and information. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikpen, NTA News.
Away from the National Assembly now, the Federal Ministry of Steel Development has signed a joint strategic cooperation declaration with Stellar Steel Company Limited, a steel manufacturing enterprise established to operate in Nigeria with major investment backing from Chinese parent groups, Galaxy Group and Rosin Group, based in China. A statement signed by the Ministry's Director of Information and Public Relations, Salamatu Jibania, says the company has committed approximately $400 million for the construction of a modern steel plant in Ewekoro, Ogun State, Nigeria. The project will be developed in 3 phases, with the first phase expected to begin production by 2026. The partnership is aimed at revitalizing Nigeria's steel industry and reducing the nation's dependence on imported steel products. The Minister of Steel Development, Prince Shaibu Abubakar Audu, signed the agreement when he hosted Mr. Lee, President of Inner Galaxy Group, and other members of the Stellar Steel Company Limited in the ministry's headquarters in Abuja. The minister says the collaboration aligns with the federal government's goal of achieving 10 million tons of crude steel production per annum by 2030, a major step towards industrial self-reliance and economic diversification. Let's look at other news now. As Works Minister David Umahi has reassured Nigerians of the commitment by the current administration towards building solid roads that will stand the test of time. Kenneth Nanim reports that the minister was on inspection at 2 portions along the Madala Zuba axis of the Abuja-Kaduna-Zaria-Kano dual carriageway under reconstruction.
This is the section 1 of Abuja-Kaduna's Zaria-Kano-Dua carriageway. It is a total of 118 kilometers. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, regretted that for about 3 decades now, the road had faced reconstruction work that never yielded the desired result due to poor design and substandard products being used.
We will see the roads. You see that even in decking of buildings, you are not using this kind of road. Even in construction of bridges, you are not using this. What statement is the president making? He's telling you that the roads he's building under his administration is going to last between 50 and 100 years.
With the financial commitment by the current administration and the new technology in place, Works Minister is convinced and confident that the Section 1 of the road project, which the cost is now put at 252 billion naira, will not only be completed by February next year, but will be of durable quality.
The president has paid over 120 billion naira on this first contract. We started February. So February will be 12 months. So we are going to finish the first contract by February 2026. That second project is 502 billion. Mr. President has completed the payment for 250 billion naira on that project.
Minister highlights the socioeconomic importance of the road project, especially to the northern part of the country.
Let me seize this opportunity to call Mr. President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his open commitment to structure, which is the key enabler of economic growth and development.
Others who assessed the level of work done commended President Tinubu's initiative to deliver quality roads to Nigerians.
This is something they've been longing to have, and see the crowd is gathered here to also appreciate Mr. President for this renewed hope project.
At every section, work is ongoing. The contractors are on ground and they're working tirelessly.
The minister therefore urges the contractors to fast-track the project to ensure it is delivered within the time frame. Dennis Nanim, NTA News.
In other news, despite the current funding gaps threatening the fight against tuberculosis, the world cannot afford to slow down in its response. Rather, it must look in political leadership in hard adoption in vacating the scourge by 2030. This is the rallying Nigeria's First Lady at the opening session of the 29th Stop TB Partnership in Manila, Philippines. State House correspondent Adeniyi Taiwo reports.
Manila, the capital city of the Philippines in Southeast Asia, plays host as Stop TB partners around the world converge for the 39th Stop TB Partnership Board meeting. But the meeting to a minute silence for those who lost their lives to tuberculosis and lit a candle to represent hope, TB-free world, status of TB responses and country highlights followed, all acknowledging the challenges of global resource mobilization fronting the bold plans set out by the partners at its January 2025 meeting held in Abuja, Nigeria's capital.
Your Excellency, thank you.
Within the period under review, Nigeria has done well, riding the tide and providing leadership. So reports Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, who is also a global and national Stop TB champion and a special guest of honor at the meeting.
Through steadfast leadership, community engagement, and international coordination, we have ensured that the number of people diagnosed and treated for TB in 2025 did not decline. This stands as a testament to the power of country ownership and to the unwavering commitment of Nigerians who continue to drive this response forward. This experience taught us a vital lesson that the sustainability of our TB response cannot depend solely on external assistance. True progress must be anchored in national investment, domestic resource mobilization, and local accountability.
Through Renewed Hope Initiative, The campaign has received about 2 billion naira donation in Nigeria. Still, the challenge posed by tuberculosis as the biggest infectious killer disease, claiming about 1.3 million lives each year around the world, begs more attention and strategic investment, particularly in high-burden countries such as Nigeria.
Faster diagnosis, particularly in communities where access to services is limited. Every diagnosis delayed, every life lost, every family left behind reminds us that our mission is not complete. Yet through collective courage, innovation, and shared responsibility, we can and we must build a world where tuberculosis is not a threat to anyone anywhere.
That care for the health of their citizens. But we are here in a very unique opportunity to really see that leaders that are walking the talk and are keeping their promises.
This is what we're showing to the world. Act on the issues that afflict our citizens. Claim ownership of our fight against TB. We already have the appropriation of $50 million domestically, which we will put towards procuring the gap in terms of commodities and diagnostics through the Global Drug Fight Facility.
They're meeting procurement to ensure easy access to as well to provide high-burden country. From Manila in the Philippines, Adeni.
Let's take a break. There's more news shortly. Stay with us.
Hope CON, Chairman of the Southeast Governors Forum, on behalf of my brother governors, most heard Press CFR, rated service in our son, Vice Monday, Kelneke, Chief of the Air Staff. These latest appointments leave no one in doubt that you are a firm believer in one Nigeria, a country where every region finds representation, recognition, and belonging. We equally assure you that every continue to serve loyalty and excellence. Congratulations, Mr. President. You are indeed the father of a modern, united Nigeria. Senator Hope Uzodinma, CON, Chairman, Southeast Governors Forum, Governor, Imo State.
It's a road that almost most cars from other states, Bauchi, Jos, Kaduna, Abuja, are passing through Maiduguri. To yau sai ga mai girma gwamna mai bala buni ya zo ya share mana hawaye yana mana fly over a garin da matar jihar Yobe.
We can and at the same time we want to have value for our money.
They have respected it. The road completion is about 50 to 60% because all this the lateral work has been completed. All hydraulic structures were completed.
Kabin nan za a yi hanya in mun dauko kaya sai mun kai sama da awa uku akan na hanya. Muna bata lokaci sosai saboda yawan tamakaiku da sauraken su. Amma yanzu kan aiki yayi normal in mun taso awa daya.
Mu especially lokacin in an yi damuna hanya babu sai an yi kwana daya ko biyu za mu wuce. Amma samun hanya ya samu sauki ko da yaushe za mu iya zuwa.
The Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, CON, and Honorable Minister of State, Senator Dr. Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi, CON, cordially invites State Commissioners of Agriculture, FCT Executive Secretary of Agriculture, development partners, stakeholders, and the general public to the 47th regular meeting of National Council on Agriculture and Food Security, NCAFS, with the theme Food Sovereignty and Food Security in an Era of Renewed Hope. The method for time 9 a.m. daily. Venue Umar Adwa Conference Hall, Murtala Mohammed Square, Alkali Road, Kaduna, Kaduna State. Dr. Marcus O. Ogumbi, FNSE, Permanent Secretary. And
You know, I don't of better attention. Jumia is here. It's the time of the year where you can get all the things you've always wanted for way less, because Jumia's biggest drop on everything from to clothes, you much more. And get what you want no savings. Mark your calendar so you don't miss out on Jumia Black Friday this year. The app now. Jumia, joy delivered.
Banks, our schools, our hospitals. Let's stand. Protect our networks. Dial 622 from any or send an email at ccgov.ng to report suspicious activity around telecommunication infrastructure.
But what is say this big bull bag of get you big holographic seal? Not true.
Introducing the graphics seal, your favorite authentic big bulls, 50K and 25K. Now, when you tape, this is to ensure you get the premium product from Big Bull Rice. Do not buy the holographic is not done or is broken. Big Bull Rice, tasty rice, nourished you.
If they're ahead.
What music means to me, without it I'm incomplete.
Many thanks for staying with us. The federal government has released 2.3 billion naira for batch 8 salary and promotion arrears to universities across the country with respective payment immediately. A statement by the Director of Press and Public Relations, Folashade Boriowo, quotes the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, as saying the disbursement was processed through Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, reflecting the Tinubu administration's commitment to clearing inherited backlogs and improving staff welfare in tertiary institutions. The Ministry of Finance and the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation are finalizing the release of third-party non-statutory deductions and payments to MEPCO, expected to be completed soon. Discloses the federal government approved the instrument and academic allowances into university staff salaries from 2026 to ensure timely and sustainable payments. In addition, funds have been released the engagement of Nigerian universities with budgetary provisions made for its continuity. The minister notes that Yayale Ahmed Negotiating Committee continues to serve as a bridge between the federal government and unions in the tertiary education sector. As the state government has commenced a comprehensive rehabilitation upgrade of the Bauchi State Specialist Hospital. Governor Bala Mohammed at the groundbreaking ceremony said the over 19 billion naira project is aimed at healthcare delivery across the state. Awul Abdullahi has the details.
This is the official groundbreaking for a total rehabilitation and upgrades of the Bauchi State Specialist Hospital. Bala Mohammed, the native, is part of effort to strengthen the state's healthcare system and ensure residents have access to quality and affordable medical services. The governor noted that Bauchi State's improvement health indicators through its funding, infrastructure renewal, and human resource development.
The government has been consistently allocating over 50% of the annual to the state health sector. Accordingly, significantly improved release of funds. We also have been paying all our counterpart funds, like the recent payment of 872 million to the MOU basket funding, in which we were the first and the highest in the country.
The Bauchi State Council of Emirs and Chiefs will continue to support all government programs aimed at improving healthcare delivery, public health awareness, and access to quality medical services across the state.
Meanwhile, Governor Bala Mohammed has presided over the swearing-in of the newly appointed Commissioner of Higher Education and Chairperson of the Bauchi State Independent Electoral Commission, among other officials in Bauchi. Awal Abdullahi, NTA News.
Bauchi now, vote buying is a vice that has been associated in Nigeria as a whole. What makes this challenge and how can it be checked? Is there a connection to unemployment? Franklin Onyekachi is our guide in the quest for answers as Anambra State governorship election.
There have been allegations of vote buying and monetary inducement of voters in past elections, not just in Anambra State. Civil society organizations and other concerned bodies like the National Orientation Agency have carried out sensitization on those of vote buying.
I am condemning the act, whether giving money or not giving money. The person I want to vote is the person I will vote.
Others say practice checked through education.
Looking at a sustainable society, we're not just giving you 4,000 now, and then you forget about tomorrow.
Political stakeholders say people should freely exercise their franchise through voting their preference. In Frank Onyekachi, NTA News.
Johnson, candidate for African Democratic Congress, ADC, and his counterpart from the African Action Congress, AAC, Chioma Ifeme Ludike, is joining us now. Many thanks for joining us.
Yeah, for having me.
All right, I can see Chioma. I hope I'll see John much later. Chioma, it's 10 days to go. What are you offering the people of you plan to go to the polls on November 8th?
Inclusive leadership where they'll have say and most importantly, we have a blueprint that will help the Anambra State to regain the dignity of our land. That will also give them the self-confidence in the Anambra as it used to be. Also in the area of safety, we intend to restore the security that used to exist in the state. It's become really dark in the last years, with the death of young people, youths killed in broad daylight without.
It looks like we have a connection issue. We have a connection issue with Chioma, but let's see if we can get John now. Also, if you can hear what madness of your party for the exercise and what are you bringing into that will convince Anambra people to vote for you on November 8th? All right, looks like the connection is a bit stable. To other stories now. Nigeria's apex human resource management regulatory body, the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria, is redefining management through valiant leadership towards imagining a new world of work. This was at the Institute's 67th induction ceremony in Abuja.
The largest human resource in Africa, CI57 International Conference, one of the most influential gatherings on the continent, is here, and new members are being inducted to expand the circle.
And have been found worthy in character, knowledge, and practice.
These aren't a title, but have entered a covenant to lead with inspire trust, shape cultures, and remind the world that people are not just resources, but assets.
We live in a world that measures performance in metrics, but forgets that behind every metric is a beating heart. Algorithms may predict behavior, but only empathy can transform it.
The value-centered approach creates a safe space where he feels empowered to report a project flaw or point out unethical behavior without fear or reprisal.
Our landscape keeps changing. The people we are managing, there are lots of issues. So we just keep on learning.
We must turn our public service to be comfortable for the Gen Zs and others to be able to in.
This said, consisting 27 new full have to redefine people management.
To practice empathy
and compassion and also integrity.
Whatever drives every organization, if you don't have good values, as relates the culture of the organization, there's no progress.
I need to do myself. And on the new empathy, leadership, and skill development.
The Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria, CIPM, is a trusted brand with 50 years of activity and impact, 30 branch locations across Nigeria, UK, and Canada, over 20,000 members, public and private sectors, building the future of work with leaders who place humanity at the center of performance. In Abuja, Tokwe Alabi, NTA News.
For Nigerians to experience 24 hours power supply, the need to welcome more investors is imperative. The Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, narrates the federal government's commitment to repositioning the power sector as a leader in climate finance at the opening ceremony of Nigeria Energy Summit 2025 in Lagos. Diana Ajale was there.
It's the 12th edition of the Nigeria Energy Summit 2025, and it is a dedication for energy to learn and share industry best practices of scientific developments. Exhibitors from across the globe are participating in the 3-day program. From high-visibility venue branding, digital display campaigns to premium conference and networking, Nigeria Energy Leadership Summit 2025 offers opportunities to put brands in front of key decision makers before, during, and after the event.
We hope that this event actually acts as the platform where policies are built.
Very good platform where everyone can come together, meet themselves, and get to understand how best they can meet their needs.
Our business in Nigeria is growing year by year, day by day. So we have great market demand here.
Governor Ajide Sanwo-Olu, who was represented by the Commissioner for Energy and Mineral Resources, highlighted the importance of developing local capacity and prioritizing renewable energy integration.
We understand that energy security goes hand in hand with responsibility, climate resilience, and creating opportunities for our youth in green economy.
For the Federal Ministry of Power, public-private partnership are essential to developing large-scale renewable energy projects.
We need private capital infusion, both local and foreign capital. And I believe the states and the private sector investors are up to the task.
The theme of this year is centered on Nigeria through innovation and partnership. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
Thanks. We have a candidate of Democratic Congress, John Wosu, joining us now. Good to see you, John.
Good evening.
Just tell us how prepared you are for the election come November 8, and what you're bringing to the table if you win.
Well, good evening. I'm bringing to the table my 7-point agenda of good governance, which is under an acronym, SHIMS, which stands for security, health, economy, environment, market, and social welfare. They are all to run simultaneously across the state. As you are aware, the greatest problem today is insecurity, which have greatly affected the economy. In fact, the economy of Anambra State has shrunk by 50% since the presence of the problem of insecurity. So, under 6 months, under my watch, we applied the use of technology, ICT entrepreneur for the past 31.5 years by using artificial intelligence powered CCTV, in the major cities of the state, covering both the entry and the exit of the state. so that with that, the issue of security is tackled under 6 months. And you know, once there is security, every other thing falls into place. Sadly, majority of our businessmen are now living in a nearby state of Delta State, while major part of them have left the state entirely, moving to Abuja, Harcourt. So, with this, Anambra State will be in for it again. People will improve the healthcare facilities. Look, as a matter of fact, what I'm bringing to the table is e-governance in summary. E-security, e-health.
All right, many thanks, John Wilson. Because of time, we'll have to leave it at that. We hope that you continue to engage with the people of Anambra in preparation for the November African Democratic Congress. We had the candidate of the Action Congress, Ifeke. Now, stakeholders of NAFTA Group, ENP Limited, and Elcrest ENP Nigeria Limited, Abiala Madu joint venture in Edo State, have promised to work together to boost oil and gas production output. The stakeholders of the oil and gas joint venture the inauguration of the management and advisory committees of Abajaj Host Community Development Trust in Benin, the Edo State capital.
Of the management and advisory of Abajaj Host Communities Development Trust, effective implementation of petroleum industry programs or Host Communities Development Trust. The members are entrusted with the management of funds and execution of programs and projects in Abia, Ajoki, and Ajomuwa, which are host communities to Abiala Marginal Field. The Managing Director, Elcrest ENP Nigeria Limited, represented at the occasion host community support, which helped the company achieve milestones in the period of operation.
We believe strongly that it will forge a new leaf, and the continuous support we have get from this as we try to expand development in that area.
Stakeholders, including the representatives of the Edo State government, are optimistic that the new BOT and committee members will sustain the existing cordial relationship.
So the governor intends to partner with them very well. Of course, give them enabling environment to be able to operate, so that at least the quarter of 4 years.
With this, they can plan ahead. They can know that so long as this company is producing, that money will be coming for them for their own development.
To develop these communities of a thing is our priority. It's also a task that must be done.
A lecture on PIA implementation. The journey so far puts the participants in a better perspective of the framework of PIA as regards Host Communities Development Trust. In Benin, Jude Abugu, NTA.
Cybertech Solutions Limited, an indigenous company, has unveiled what experts from Silicon Valley judge as the first revolutionary app to emerge from sub-Saharan Africa, Kuabali, a formalization communications actions. The platform, designed to connect every citizen, is expected to produce 300 in GDP for Nigeria in the next 5 years. Amaka Owo reports that this was revealed by the founder and chief executive officer of the company.
And the world, founded in 2021 by Abba Technology Solutions Limited. It registered in and Atlanta, the United States of America. The digital solution in how the world transacts, communicates, and socializes. One of the unique selling propositions of Abali is that it functions offline and online using limited data.
You are online, like let's say you lose your data finished, right? It doesn't switch off, right? So Abali is still on, can still do everything until when you come back. We build Abba Secure for the security of Abali.
It is going to be the real mega export potential it's going to bring to Nigeria.
The emergence of Abali after 4 years of design, tests, and refinement aligns with the National Digital Economic Policy and the renewed hope agenda of
Nigeria. We are building and submitting to the world an application that will scale the entire world, in the world. That is Abali.
This app, I call it the first Africa app, all in one app where you could do literally everything.
Launch Abali is a national call to content creators and artists to leverage the benefits the digital platform provides. Nigerians in Lagos, Saka O, NTA News.
Another news, fostering regional development in the transport corridor, inland and logistics hub, due to enhancing connectivity, dominates at the SAP Regional Seminar and meeting of the Standing Committee on Trade and Transport of the Union of African Shippers Council. Lynn Leneke reports that the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Gboyega Oyetola, was represented at the seminar.
Shipping industries drawn from West and Central Africa are here to identify challenges affecting the sector and proffer workable solutions.
These efforts are designed.
Speakers at this forum say effectiveness will drive industrialization, expansion, and prosperity across Africa.
So many multiple, areas of. It is hampering efficiency. We need to automate our systems, not only from the public sector view, but also from the private sector. And I'm bold to say that the private sector is doing well in terms of automating their. We in government also are doing harmonize the processes into one single fuse window where everybody operates.
The Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Gboyega Oyetola, in his message noted that a viable pathway for deeper regional integration will enhance participation in continental and global value.
The federal government, the Nigerian Council, our port economic regulator, continues to implement policies that enhance efficiency, multimodal transport connectivity, digital trade facilitation.
Panelists agreed that establishing beneficial works shippers' interest and confidence.
If the economics of shipments is not owner, they will not pick cargo across the coastal destination Africa. We require government support to invest in vessels to supply coastal routes.
They further recommended collaboration and harmonized policies to promote efficient and competitive shipping and trade systems in the sub-region. In Lagos, NTA News.
Another break is please in tune.
Owerri, business never sleeps. Sunrise to sundown, the wheels keep turning. And behind the scenes, vision meets action. Governor Hope Uzodinma's leadership has turned manifestos into reality, transformations that feel like a miracle. But progress needs peace, and in Imo, it's not a chance. And to River Deep, Guardians are watching, protecting dreams and opportunity. At Orashi's quiet shore, hydropower is rising, set to energize a growing economy. The change is visible. New roads, industry homes, communities come alive. The Center of Digital minds trained each year to build the future. As Orashi rises, so does Imo and the hopes of a hard-working people. A new Imo is on the rise.
Are you a business owner or SME in Nigeria? Did you know you can sell your goods across West Africa duty-free? That's right. No customs duties, no extra charges. Just easy access. New customers across the 12 ECOWAS countries. With the ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme, the process is free and reduces import dependency, entrepreneurship, and creates jobs. Don't be left. Get informed, apply, get certified, and take your business across borders with the ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme today. For more details, visit us.
Life sleeps strong can help. They get terrible sometimes. A great smile is useful to break the ice, and making friends is easier when you know you have fresh breath. I give my family confidence with Pepsodent Triple Protection 123. Its antibacterial action formula gives them cavity protection, white teeth, and fresh breath. The confidence of 3 toothpaste in 1. Pepsodent Triple Protection 123.
Imagine lovely meals you can cook with these ingredients. You spend heavily, but no guarantee of a tasty meal. Not making a right choice of seasoning cube can ruin your meal, money, and confidence. For a tasty meal, do not compromise. Choose Gold.
Use Terra Gold for the rich. Good for soups, stews, and jollof. Terra Gold. Cube endless possibilities.
For many Nigerians, USSD used to be a safer option to send money. Buy airtime or data has changed in recent times because of continuous failed transactions, leading to growing frustrations. Now, Muplang Dakok in this report went. Let's hear them.
No see your bank there. USSD no good to transfer money.
Deborah, a food seller, tried to transfer money using her bank's US code, but actually costing 8 kobo without any successful transfer. and this has discouraged her from using the service. Deborah, like other bank customers, share the same story, as the USSD channel designed to make financial services accessible, even without internet connection, has become a nightmare.
USSD always, if I transfer, they will deduct my money. In fact, even before I do the transfer, they will still deduct it. So I complain to my bank manager. He say this is the directive from CBN. So we want to know actually what is the problem.
USSD know they come. If they transfer money for you by mistake, it go come. Some know they come. Let's say 70% of USSD know they come.
I've been debited before even transaction finished. Most rarely, not every time. But when that thing happens, we find it difficult to recover the money back. You will ask you to go to the bank, and when you go to the bank, they will ask you after 2 weeks before you can get your money back.
Efforts to get answers to banks and telecom operators have yielded no results. Economy watchers see the recurring failures as deep issues of infrastructure, regulation, and stability.
It's not good because when you have already planned yourself that you want to go and buy something or you want to spend some money and getting there, you are disappointed. So I don't think it's something that is okay.
I did a mobile transaction which the money was deducted from my account and it was not reflecting to the beneficiaries. So I decided to go to my bank and I explained to them. At the end, what they were asking me was, what is the date and what was the amount, which I don't know. But it is about 3 or 4 times that I did it.
When the USSD failure situation is addressed, it is expected that it will bring confidence in financial system as well as strengthen financial inclusion in the country. In Abuja and Dakok.
Many thanks, Muplang. You need to stay on that story. We want to hear the side of the banks on the issue, especially about the 6 naira that disappears without any transaction being done. All right. In Gombe State, hope takes a new shape for more owners as the governor's wife, Asmao Inwa Yahaya, rolls out a major empowerment under the Renewed Hope initiative of the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The program targets 1,000 beneficiaries across the state, offering financial support to help them grow stronger and self-reliant. Zara Omar Adamu tells us more.
Youth and entrepreneurs filled with excitement gathered for the official flag-off of the Recapitalization Grant and Empowerment Program to boost small businesses and reduce poverty. The program reflects the renewed hope vision that empowers citizens.
It is my firm belief that this empowerment will go a long way to support their household, their communities, and indeed the nation.
Because when you empower a youth, a lot of children become healthy and the society is better for it.
The Renewed Hope initiative means more than just a business support. It is a promise of a brighter tomorrow and a reminder that empowerment begins with opportunity.
Their mother is always giving, so we thank her for what she has been doing. This 50,000 is a good start for doing business. We are really very, very grateful, and we believe it will be a continuous process.
The empowerment drive is a demonstration of commitment to the welfare of women and youth, assisting them to contribute meaningfully to the economy. Zara Umar Adamu, NTA News.
It's now time to talk business. Let's find out if Benny has an explanation for the 6 naira deduction by banks for failed USSD transactions, and if he uses USSD. Benny.
Well, I've not had reason to use USSD, but I bet you I won't be discouraged. We're going to find out where those 6 naira plus go to. I'm sure the CBN listening to us will get to offer explanation in the coming days.
Great.
Great. Now talking business, the Nigerian Society of Energy Editors, Energy Sector Outlook for Q4 2025 indicates that the sector is facing a dramatic final quarter, just as a historic peace deal, talking about the Ogoni deal, offers a bright future for oil while crisis at the Dangote refinery, which has been resolved, has actually put the country on a big national fuel shortage. Let's look at the numbers at this time. Now, oil production is expected to hold steady at 1.62 to 1.70 million barrels per day. Now, but major security breach could actually quickly reverse these gains. Nigeria now is a refinery for more than 60% of its fuel supply, and any more labor disruptions could force Nigeria back to costly fuel imports, gotten the massive $5 to $7 billion US dollars in annual foreign exchange savings the refinery was supposed to provide. Now, this is in addition to inflation risks, where the report says fuel crisis could push the rate back towards 25 or even 26%. The sudden savings will put severe pressure on the naira, pushing the exchange rate into a weakening band of between 1,500 to 1,650 naira to a dollar. Power supply, already struggling at about 4,300 watts, will be further stressed as businesses and homes scramble for expensive diesel due to fuel shortages. The report recommends that government must resolve the labor crisis immediately to prevent a devastating economic crash. Peace deal in the Niger Delta, talking about the Ogoni new peace deal. Now, positive because it's talking about exports is a large from deepwater projects and the diplomatic progress in the Niger Delta, talking about the Ogoni land. These are also structural strengths of the sector at this time. And looking at the negative indicators, talking about the Dangote labor issue, inflation, the naira, the petrol prices, these show extreme volatility and a strong upward risks. The utilization rates at Dangote, which is about the single unknown, its failure to direct feed into higher inflation, it will cause a weaker naira as well as soaring petrol prices. In essence, political stability is being overshadowed by operational instability, and the gains of by Nigerians might not actually come. But if these issues are resolved, the report says Nigeria is on the path of energy sufficiency. That is it on this first report. Now, a quick look at the markets. The close of trading on Wednesday presented a mixed picture across key African exchanges, with South Africa making solid gains. Nigeria easing off its recent rally, and Tunisia experiencing a slight pullback. Its exchange market saw a slight dip, closing in the negative after a period of robust gains, while the oil and gas and insurance sectors recorded modest advances. The rally was actually largely moderated by investor repricing and profit taking in the banking sector despite strong overall trading volumes. Looking at the South African market, it had a strong driven by really mining sector. Major producers like Gold Fields as well as Anglo Gold Ashanti saw significant increases, potentially benefiting from a weaker US dollar environment. For the Tunisian market at this time, the exchange down marginally, just shy of its recent all-time high set earlier in the month. This small decline is likely attributed to consolidation after a strong year-to-date performance. The final quarter of 2025 is setting up for a fascinating period in a global investment market, with emerging markets gaining more investor interest. That is it on Business News at this time. Still a way to buy more stocks is about the end of year. You can never tell what the beginning of first quarter of next year will be like. Many thanks, Benny, for the encouragement. Still waiting for the funds, by the way. Okay. Now, the Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy is partnering the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, NIPS, to accelerate national fish production and close Nigeria's estimated 2.2 million metric tons supply gap through a coordinated policy roadmap. The opening of a 2-day round accelerating national fish in Lagos. The Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, says the collaboration with NIPS marks a critical step in implementing President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, which prioritizes food security, job creation, and economic diversification. He notes that the roundtable aims to produce a national fish production acceleration that would guide strategic investment and reforms in the fisheries and aquaculture subsector. He elaborates that the new policies and legal frameworks, including the Fisheries Bill and the National Fisheries
aquaculture policy are being developed to strengthen sustainability and governance. Director General of NIPS, Professor Ayo Omotayo, reaffirms the Institute's commitment to supporting evidence-based policy making that can help Nigeria achieve fish self-sufficiency. At NIPS will work with the ministry to translate outcomes of the roundtable into actionable strategies. In other news, President Bola Tinubu felicitates with one of the youngest appointees of the Renewed Hope administration, the Executive Vice Chairman of the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI, Khalil Halilu. Fifth, lauding his youthful vigor, clarity of purpose, and commitment to harnessing indigenous ingenuity to drive economic diversification and job creation. In a statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, the President extols the EVC's ability to redefine public sector innovation through his dynamic leadership and forward-thinking reforms that have represented NASENI as a cornerstone of Nigeria's industrial and technological advancement. Similarly, President Tinubu celebrates Idayat Durorike Jokotade Subur, fondly known as Iyasuna, as she clocks 80 years, commending her for her life of service, faith, and impact as a distinguished Lagosian, a former magistrate, public administrator, and women's leader whose dedication to community upliftment has spanned decades. President Tinubu recalls her trailblazing roles across public institutions where she served with distinction, her service to Islam, as well as consistent advocacy for women's empowerment, education, and social justice. Another break back on
CEO, Chairman of Southeast Governors Forum, on behalf of my brother governors, most heartily congratulate His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, CFR of the administration, commending recent appointment of new service chiefs, including our own son, Air Vice Marshal Kelvin, as Chief of the Air Staff. These latest appointments leave no doubt that you are a firm believer in a country where representation, recognition, and belonging. We equally assure you that Air Vice Marshal S.K. Eneke will continue to serve our country with honor, loyalty, excellence. Congratulations, Mr. President. You are indeed the father of a modern, united Nigeria. Senator Hope Uzodinma, CON, Chairman, Southeast Governors Forum, Governor, Imo State.
In this fast-paced world, where the unpredictable happens, you need to protect your world. You need better protection for your assets. Linkage Assurance PLC is now bigger, bolder, and better to offer tailor-made insurance products with prompt claim settlements and enhanced customer satisfaction. No matter the insurance policy, come over to Linkage Assurance PLC today and be rest assured we've got your world fully protected. Visit www.linkageassuranceplc.com. Linkage Assurance PLC. Protection that counts.
My mama no lie, oh. Food way sweet, now money kill and plus everything combined, oh. Everything combined, oh. Ogbonge just the arrive, oh. She tell me say na Devon King, so yeah, all she dey use fry. Yeah. Now why did you love it this sweet like this? Chicken in the crisp like this. Fried the plantain.
Introducing the new Devon King's soya vegetable oil, available in stores near you.
Progress no dey happen just like that. It dey come from support when you need that.
Mommy, I got the school fees. You too much.
Money point, oh.
Money point, thank you.
Customer, na transfer, abi? Confirm.
Bro, na transfer.
Na money point, oga. Oh, na confirm.
Progress na peace of mind when you know say payment go land as Sure Banker. Progress na small where they carry person go far. No worry, yourself go make am. Mo go buy ball.
Victor, even you, they use money point?
Of course now, they use money point.
Confirm.
Money point, made for your progress.
TerraQ, unwrap joy, unleash taste. The world needs moms. With a splash of golden Terra oil, a mom can transform a frown into a smile. Change no thanks into please. Resolve family feuds without blowing a whistle. Provide tasty family meals is all that matters. Where there are moms, there is love. Golden Terra oil. Pour love.
It was a gathering of veteran broadcasters, engineers and administrators who laid the foundation for the National Television, the NTA. At the 37th National Executive Council meeting of the Association of NTA Pensioners, Alika Okpanachi Arawa reports that the focus is on welfare, health and dignity for retired workers.
Platform to review the association's achievements and challenges in the past year, the need for collaboration and unity among members across all and sectors of the
management have been cooperative. I know with this meeting, they will do the needful, and we are expecting more from them.
We want NTA to help us to talk to PITAD. The PITAD is our problem. They should consider what people are complaining about.
Representing the Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, Deputy Director Administration pledged the organization's support to the association and assured that the agitations will be forwarded to the relevant authorities for timely response. On the issuance of pensioners' identity cards, the NTA managed to hasten the process to ensure every pensioner gets captured. In Abuja, Alika Okpanachi Arawa, NTA News.
Kano, an ancient city of commerce and tradition, is home to numerous historic landmarks that continue to draw visitors from across Nigeria and beyond. And a from all the state heritage, Governor the renovation and conversion of a colonial-era building within the Kano Government House into a new historical monument and center of attraction. Abdullahi Mustafa reports.
This is a building as old as itself. Built in 1914, it served as the office colonial of Kano on Nigeria's independence in 1960. Herbert Richmond Palmer was the first colonial administrator to occupy the building, and since then it has been known as the Palmer House. Before the structure was erected, the colonial residence was a simple mud building located a few meters away. Recently, Kano State Government undertook restoration works on the edifice, carefully preserving some of its original features.
We tried hard to find the actual form of the house as it was, and we were able to find a photograph by Harrison Poman.
Today, the building stands as a repository, housing several pre-colonial and colonial-era documents.
Like this one is a document, SNP 1908, that was 5 years after the conquest of Kano by colonial masters. And this one is a book written by Emir Alu, that is Irshadul Ikhwan ila Tariqil Khair wal Ihsan.
Whoever knows his history, this one can build for present and work for. This achievement is key in the history of Kano.
The Rwandan ambassador to Nigeria, Christophe Bazifamo, on a 3-day official visit to Kano, inaugurated the newly restored monument. With this development, the Palmer House joins the list of significant heritage sites in Kano and is expected to serve as a center of attraction for both residents and visitors alike in Kano. Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
Let's pause briefly. Sports is next.
The Renewed Hope Initiative RHI presents the RHI Green Nigeria Challenge. Go green today for a greener tomorrow. This national competition is in 3 categories. The gold category is a tree planting competition amongst 11 frontline states in northern Nigeria. Each participating household in Adamawa, Borno, Bauchi, Gombe, Jigawa, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi, Sokoto, Ube, and Zamfara states plant of 1 tree to 5. Real evidence before or after the tree planting exercise. 20 million naira would be awarded to the best household. Submission deadline is 20th December 2026. Community category will see local governments, local communities, schools, and NGOs reclaim and transform degraded or abandoned areas such as dump sites, landfills, parks, and their likes into green, vibrant gardens, parks, and eco-friendly spaces. 50 million naira would be awarded to the overall best community group. Deadline for submission is 15th July 2026. State category will have all state and the Federal Capital Territory, excluding Enugu State, have a chance to address the growing threats to environmental sustainability and cleanliness. States will be judged based on the number of trees planted on major roads and inner streets and how clean they are. 100 million naira will be awarded to the best performing state. Already, Enugu State has 100 million naira for being RHI's model green state due to its greenery and cleanliness. Video evidence must be submitted by participating states on or before 20th December 2026. All entries must be directed to State House Abuja or email rhi.greenchallenge@statehouse.gov.ng. RHI Green Nigeria Challenge. Go green today for a greener tomorrow.
Let's join our full news.
Many thanks, Nyeri. Now, followers of football in Nigeria have been reacting to Nigeria under-17 girls, Flamingos, from the 2025 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in Morocco. The coach Bankole Oluwokere-led side were sent crashing out of the tournament by Italy on Tuesday night after they suffered a heavy defeat in their round of 16 face-off. Football enthusiasts, while pointing out the lapses in the team, also preferred probable fixes.
Actually, the goal line is where the problem is when you concede so much goal. But it is not what is new in football. There are times a team could be well and still concede.
Most of these youngsters, they need this belief and assurance that they are doing the right thing.
Of course, let's return to Nigeria and talk about the MPFL as Rivers United were on Wednesday evening forced to a goalless stalemate in a rescheduled week of the Nigeria Premier Football League. Fresh from their 3-1 victory over Black Bulls in the CAF Champions League, the pride of Rivers, despite making countless attempts at scoring, failed to get the needed breakthrough as both teams settled for a share of the spoils. Rivers United are now 9th on the log, while Ikorodu City sit 5th. And of course, Italian Serie A, where Juventus bounced back to win aways in the league earlier this evening after recording a 3-1 victory over Udinese, with Como also recording a win of the same margin over Verona. AS Roma continued their title push as they got another morale-boosting win against Parma, and 3 more matches are currently in the second half, with 2 more to be decided on Thursday. Let's quickly update you when it comes to the English League Cup, the Carabao Cup, as 5 matches have been decided tonight. Liverpool look not to have survived their recent poor run, as they are currently down against Crystal Palace. Chelsea are in the lead against home team Wolverhampton Wanderers, with Newcastle 2-0 up against Tottenham. Manchester City came from behind to level proceedings against City. As that time we checked, Arsenal will up against Brighton. That's sports tonight. Let's now return to Nyer.
Well, thanks, Buddy, for that update. And with sports, we're done with News Extra tonight. That's the last for the month of October. Many thanks for watching. Do have a good night.
Communication is inherently harmless. It becomes harmful and damaging when used without discretion and thoughtfulness. Bad users, rumors, news without verification. But should stop, reflect, and verify information before sharing it. Be a good media user of fake news. Verify the authenticity of your source and use social media responsibly for a better Nigeria. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, in collaboration with the National Orientation Agency.
When a truck spills its load, when a fuel-laden tanker falls, after a road accident involving valuable cargo, let's not see this as time to steal or loot. Stealing or in the of disaster isn't just illegal. It is a bit of our shared humanity. Let's come together in times of disaster, not to take, but to give. Our focus should be the victim, accepting the victim. Choose empathy. Be the light in darkness.